Good morning, traders. I'm Emily Advani, the CEO of the Investment Banking Institute and your host here at NewsWare's Trade Talk. Joining me is trading anchor Bill Olson, who brings more than 30 years of institutional trading experience to our program. At Trade Talk, we provide the facts, themes, and trading ideas for the day ahead. Today is Monday, December 23rd. We kick off this holiday week after markets climbed on Friday to make up some ground from earlier week lows. The Dow jumped nearly 500 points or more than 1%. The S&P 500 advanced 63 points or also more than 1%. The Nasdaq added nearly 200 points or also more than 1%. Bill, let's get into Monday's action with what is happening in the markets this morning.
Hi, yes, good morning, Emily. I'm watching the S&Ps. We're actually higher, 0.04%. I mean, we were down 0.1% earlier, but now we're trading a little higher, so that's positive. It's light volume. It's not really active, but we are showing gains, and that's what I like to see. Key event today, I'd say, is the consumer confidence report that's scheduled for release after the bell opens this morning. Key events that have been going on Saturday, President Biden signed that continuing resolution bill for the debt ceiling, which prevented the shutdown. That's a positive for the markets. Honda and Nissan came out and said that they have a merger agreement in place. That's positive. Xerox buying Lenox. That's good news. But the point is, today's a full day, and then tomorrow we have a half day. Wednesday we're closed. Thursday and Fridays are full days. So, it is the volume's going to really dwindle later in the session. So, markets can see some big swings when we have less traders around. In terms of the global markets, we're looking at the DAX. The DAX is, flat. It's down 0.01% or 2 points, minor. The FTSE, on the other hand, is up 22 points or 0.28%. The CAC is up 11 points or 0.16%. So Europe is trading a little higher. What can I say? ECB, Christine Lagarde, she had some remarks that were published this morning that the Eurozone is very close to achieving its medium-term inflation target of 2%. Okay, that's semi-positive. Last night, or I should say this morning, and we're looking at Asia, we're seeing, mixed action, but mostly gains. The Nikkei jumped 459 points, or 1.19%. The Hang Seng, closed higher by 162 points or 0.82%. The Shanghai in China dropped 16 points or about 0.5%. What can I say here? In Japan, the automakers are positive. Tech was positive. I mean, that's a 1.19% move higher. Hong Kong, you saw virtually all sectors are higher. They're really looking for that stimulus action out of China to hit the tape. But the Shanghai market did see some weakness in, tech shares overnight. We're keeping an eye on oil. We're watching oil this morning, and oil is trading lower. We got WTI at $69.11 a barrel. That's down 0.5%. And Brent is at $72.55. That's down 0.53%. API stockpiles are coming out, still due out Tuesday after the bell. And the EIA is going to report on Thursday, a day later and a half hour later. So they're coming out Thursday at 11 a.m. What's causing, this morning's weakness? We're still waiting on some stimulus action out of China. That talk is still positive, and we do get that. That would be positive for oil, but it has yet to materialize, and it's unlikely going to happen today. But that's all I have happening in the market this morning, Emily.
Bill, you gave us a good overview there of the trading schedule throughout the week. Because we do have some days off, some half days, but certainly some full days to be trading. And as you mentioned, not as much volume, given that some people are stepping away from their desks. But we are here at NewsWare's Trade Talk to keep following all the action and take advantage of that volatility in the market throughout the week. And we do this by using our newsware, following different types of news, no matter what week it is, holiday week or not. So we're going to get through some of the details throughout the show. We will start here with earnings, very slow. We're sort of waiting until mid-January to your earnings season to pick up again. But Bill, anything to note in terms of earnings action?
Yeah, I got nothing. There's nothing on the calendar for today or tomorrow. The very few companies are releasing and none that meet my guidelines. So yeah, I'm drawing a blank on earnings this morning, Emily.
It's nice to take a little bit of break from that action to keep track of other types of things. On the economic front, there are some economic data points to be sifting through throughout the week. So, Bill, what is going on in terms of economic reports?
Yeah, we got a couple. 8:30 a.m. This morning we got the Chicago Fed National Activity Index, but at 10 a.m. we get the Consumer Confidence Report. That's going to be really the key catalyst for the day. On Friday, Chicago Fed Bank President Austin Goolsbee spoke. He did an interview and he indicated he had adjusted his outlook for interest rates in 2025, indicating a shallower path for rate cuts. And he now expects fewer rate cuts in 2025 compared to his previous projections. So that kind of goes along with what we saw in the dot plot. But that's all I really have for you in terms of economic data coming out today, Emily.
Along with that data, you are following other types of data and information using your NewsWare. You're breaking it down into alerts, so track any sort of news that may be coming out. Again, it is a slow week, even when it comes to the news cycle, because people are taking, time off for the holiday. But there is some news to note. You're looking at merger news this morning. You gave us some previews there in your opening. Also, you're looking at catalyst calls. You're looking at your stocks grouped together, like your FANG stocks and your Dow 30 stocks. So, Bill, what else do you see is possibly moving the markets today?
Doing a quick data check. I'm looking at my Dow stocks. I got 9 higher, 21 lower. That had reversed because I got to tell you, I saw a lot of positive activity earlier this in the morning, but now I'm showing 21 lower, so that's a little concerning. But I'm looking at my FANG stocks, and they're all trading higher. Which is good to see. Anywhere from like 0.5% on up to Tesla, which is seeing a nice rebound this morning. We're looking at some of the news behind the tape this morning, and we're talking Amazon ticker AMZN, Universal Music and Amazon. Basically they have agreed to expand their agreement. You know, they're going to be doing more audiobooks and taping of concerts or what have you. Remember, Universal Music, that's Taylor Swift. That's a big name. That's a big cash money making machine. Google's proposing to loosen its search deals as part of an antitrust remedy. Really disagrees with the recent DOJ findings. We're looking at Dow Jones 30 stocks, and we're talking Apple, ticker AAPL. They're said to be working on a smart doorbell. Now, this is in competition with Amazon's, doorbell, but their Ring doorbell. But this one supposedly is going to have face recognition to unlock the doors. That's interesting to me. I could see that taking off. NVIDIA, ticker NVDA, just want to point out their CEO is going to be speaking at a major trade event on January 6th. That CIS Expo, which is huge. I mean, that's on January 6th, and CEO NVIDIA is scheduled to speak. Let's talk Coca-Cola, ticker KO, Kilo Oscar. The stock is trading down about 0.2% this morning. We got RFK Jr. He aims to remove soda from the food stamp programs. I think the lobbyists will likely prevent this from happening, but the news is out there and it is kind of negative. Let's talk, merger news. Xerox, they're going to, their XRX, X-ray, Richard X-ray, they're going to be requiring Lexmark Systems. That's like a $1.5 billion deal. Honda and Nissan said this morning they're confirming plans to merger. They plan to complete the merger in like August 2026. What else do we see? Uh, Lenox, ticker LLI, Larry, India. They're being added to the S&P 500 today. One to watch. Bill Holdings, ticker BILL, they're being added to the S&P 400, the mid cap today. That's ticker BILL. And that's what I have for you in terms of news hitting the tape this morning, Emily.
This is the type of data that NewsWare delivers daily. It's factual, it's market moving, and our alerting functions bring it to your attention as it happens. Go to www.newsware.com now and sign up for the trial and see for yourself the benefits that professional Newswire delivers. It is now that time of the show for the trade talk pick of the day. Bill, not a ton of action going on, as you mentioned, possible swings in the market because of low trading volume, but you're still looking for opportunities every day the market's open. So what is your pick of the day today?
Well, I'm looking for something where the sector's moving. I mean, drug stocks look pretty good, but Really, it's not all of them. The big, but I do like, Lilly is seeing some strong gains this morning. And so is Novo Nordisk, ticker NVO. But I'm going to go in tech, and I'm going to go with Dell Technologies this morning, ticker DELL, David, Edward, Larry. I mean, tech's positive this morning. Dell has room to run higher. Friday's call volume, 49,261 calls versus 25,692 puts. That's positive. Open interest, 311,003 to 298,262. That's positive. And, major brokers still have buy ratings and overweight ratings. They still like the stock. They know it's in a good sector. They know it has the ability to run. But, the key is I want to get in 116.25, 116.4, something like that. That's my entry price. If I get that, I'd feel more comfortable with it. But that's my pick of the day. Dell Technologies, ticker DELL, David, Edward, Larry.
Dell Technologies, it is today, looking at tech as a sector that has some momentum to move higher today. You did give us a little snapshot there. You did mention Lilly, that is moving higher this morning. That was your pick of the day yesterday. And in just a moment, we will check in with you on that. Before we get there, let's take a look at the current breaking headlines that have hit the tape in our hot off the press segment. Bill, take it away.
Okay, what do we see here this morning? LUNR, Lunar, Larry, Uncle, Nancy, Richard, Intuitive Machines secured additional contracts from NASA. Let's see what else we got here. Bristol Myers, ticker BMY, they announced some positive results from one of their drug trials. Boy, Michael Yellow. And they received EU approval for one of their drugs. Hyatt Hotels, ticker H, they announced exclusive discussions with Playa Hotels and Resorts. Could be something. BGNE, Boy Grace, Nancy Edward, they're going to be changing their ticker symbol to O1C on January 2nd. Qualcomm straightened higher. There's a Delaware jury sides with the company in its dispute with against ARM Technologies. Novo Nordisk, ticker NVO. Shares are rebounding, up 5% from Friday's big sell-off. It's nice to see. Pepsi's also a stock to watch on that RFK Jr. News about removing soda from the food stamps program. That's all I'm seeing, Emily.
Okay, Bill, before we sign off, dive into trading on this Monday. Let's do that check-in on Friday's pick of the day. We heard it earlier in the show was Lilly. Now, on Friday, Bill, you were looking for something that would provide a little bit of momentum. We were coming off that FDA news, and you were definitely looking for a certain entry price here, hoping there'd be some momentum. It is moving higher this morning. So, Bill, how did your call work out?
I mean, it's not really working out. I mean, the stock opened up at 811 on the FDA news, but then it fell all the way down to 766 and closed at 768. Really that Novo Nordisk disc, there was contagion on it, and that kind of helped move the sentiment negative on the stock. But you look at the stock this morning, it's back, near my entry price where I was saying 780. It's still a little off there, but I do think it's going to move higher, mainly due to the fact that they just got that FDA approval Friday after the bell. So it's one to keep an eye on. But Lilly, just keep an eye on it for now. It'll probably show some gains later this morning. But it was kind of flat to lower, Emily.
We'll hang on with that one and keep watching it. And we will also follow Dell today, and we will check in with you tomorrow about that pick of the day. Bill, thank you as always for your expert insight. Join us back here tomorrow with NewsWare's Trade Talk when we provide the facts, themes, and trading ideas for the day ahead. Again, I'm your host, Emily Advani, here with trading anchor Bill Olson. Traders, you know what to do. Let's go out there and make some green.